Black Ops 7 Season 1 is looking huge. There's a ton of new content across all of the different modes. So in this video, I'm going to go over everything you guys need to know and also share my thoughts on this first season with you guys. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy this video and you want to see some more Black Ops 7 stuff, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, Black Ops 7 Season 1 is going to be launching next Thursday on December 4th. And just based off of this roadmap image they're showing right here, this season is looking absolutely massive. No matter what kind of Call of Duty fan you are, there's a ton of content coming to every single mode. Even Warzone's actually getting some stuff. But since this blog post genuinely is so massive, I'm going to be switching things up a little bit for this type of video. I'm technically going to start at the end with the general content, with everything that's coming to every single mode. I also want to give a big emphasis to the multiplayer content, and I'm also going to cover Endgame, Zombies, and Warzone, but probably not as in-depth. But still, I'm going to do my best to try to cover every single bit of this blog for you guys. But with that being said, let's cover the general content that's coming to Endgame, Multiplayer, Zombies, and Warzone. Right off the bat, we have a brand new primary weapon. It's called the Kogot-7. It's coming at the launch of Black Ops 7 Season 1. It's a brand new SMG that'll be available in the Battle Pass. It has 39 levels, a mag size of 30, and it's described as a full auto submachine gun, excellent mobility, and fast fire rate, but shorter range capabilities and moderate recoil. But what's really unique about this SMG is that there's going to be a prestige attachment for the stock, which allows you to dual wield this SMG. That's right, you can have an akimbo SMG. And just like the pistols in Black Ops 7, there's a dual wield toggle, so you can actually switch between having one or two SMGs at any given moment. They're also saying here camos confirmed, so they're confirming weapon prestige camos for this SMG, and this is what you can get as you start to rank it up and eventually hit max weapon prestige. Not my favorite looking camos, but there's gonna be a lot more to go through. Like this, the return of the Maddox RFB from Black Ops 4. This is gonna be an assault rifle you can unlock by completing the battle pass on page 6. It's gonna have 43 different levels. It will have a mag size of 40, which is pretty solid, and it's described as a full auto assault rifle with a fast fire rate and a large ammo pool. And the Maddox is gonna have a prestige attachment that turns it into a burst fire weapon. It says it's a firing blowback system that increases the fire rate for every second bullet, granting a boost in firepower at the expense of some slight accuracy loss. It sounds pretty interesting. Obviously, when the season drops, we'll have to see how that plays out. And here's the 3 different prestige camos you get as you rank this thing up. I gotta say, Sans camo is actually looking pretty spunky. But guys, we were waiting forever for this to drop in Black Ops 6, and sadly it didn't. But it is gonna be here in Black Ops 7. We are seeing the return of the Ballistic Knife at the launch of Black Ops 7 Season 1. And surprisingly enough, it's not in the Battle Pass. You're gonna have to do a weekly challenge, which yes, weekly challenges will be coming to Black Ops 7 with Season 1. For some reason, you can rank it up 30 times, but it's not gonna have any attachments, which I think is kind of strange. I would like to see Treyarch actually add attachments to some of these different weapons in the game instead of just giving them nothing. But yes, it's going to be a spring action knife launcher, high melee damage, and can fire retrievable blades as projectiles. And here's the 3 different weapon prestige camos for the Ballistic Knife. I think this one right here, barbed, looks pretty nice. And honestly, it's really cool that the melee weapon itself is a karambit. But I do kind of wish that there were some attachments for the Ballistic Knife to either just make it even better or also just add some more variety to the gameplay. But next up, we have even more weapons coming. We have the SoCal 545. It's coming later in the season. It's a new LMG that'll be an event reward. It has 39 weapon levels, a default mag size of 102, and it's described as a full auto LMG. It can switch on demand between a slower fire rate with high accuracy and range and a faster fire rate with higher damage and recoil. It definitely sounds like it could be pretty good, and it also has a weapon prestige attachment, and it's gonna be a fire mod that's described as a rapid fire mod. It's called the MFS-48 Dread Burst mod. It says it converts the SoCal 545 into a powerful 6-round burst weapon, giving you the chance to recenter the weapon before unloading more rounds, massively improved fire rate offset by reduced damage and range, improved recoil control, and mobility. Oh my god, I knew it! It's the return of the 48 Dredge from Black Ops 3. That's actually insane. Guys, the 48 Dredge is coming back. That's actually really sick, and it's a really good throwback. I don't particularly remember the 48 Dredge being all that good, but you never know. We might get the Gorgonzola later. There's a lot of potential. I'm just gonna start calling it the 48 Dredge from now on, and here's the weapon prestige camos you can get for it. They're pretty interesting. The solid lavender camo is pretty clean. Everything else is, you know, it's okay. But we have even more new weapons coming. We have a special weapon called the NX Ravager, which sounds pretty similar to a certain crossbow from Black Ops 3, coming later in the season, and it's going to be an event reward. It has 30 different levels, a mag size of 1 with 15 in reserve, and it does actually have some attachments. You can get optic attachments as well as magazine and fire mods, so there might be some potential here. It says it launches high damage bolt projectiles, can be configured to fire explosive bolts that detonate a short time after impact. Okay, and it does have a weapon prestige attachment, and you can basically unlock the tri-bolts from Black Ops 2 for this thing. They say improve your fire rate with the tri-bolt prestige attachment, allowing your operator to load in 3 bolts at a time for quick follow-up shots that help mitigate time spent reloading. Okay, so might not be as insane as the Shadow Claw from Black Ops 3, and it's probably going to be more like the Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 crossbow. And of course, it has weapon prestige camos. These are the 3 different camos you can get for it as well. They look okay. But guys, fans of the Ballista from Black Ops 2 should be rejoicing right now, because the Hawker HX is coming later in the season for Black Ops 7 Season 1, and this basically is the return of the Ballista. It's gonna have 38 different levels, default mag size of 7 with 4 in reserve, and you can get all kinds of different attachments. It's described as a bolt-action sniper rifle, fast handling and mobility, higher recoil and flinch, hold breath while ADS to steady. It says Black Ops 2 veterans may recognize this powerful sniper rifle, a bolt-action weapon that deals heavy damage with a high one-shot hit potential against unarmed enemies. When compared to the VSR, the Hawker has a higher recoil and flinch and is generally less stable. It also takes a little longer time to rechamber between shots, but the handling and mobility are excellent, and this could be the go-to weapon for players that wants to ADS and get shots off quickly. Now, what's kind of surprising is I remember the Ballista actually being the faster bolt-action sniper rifle that does slightly less damage than the DSR, at least back in Black Ops 2. So it kind of feels like they're almost reversing their roles in Black Ops 7. Obviously, we're gonna have to wait for later in Season 1 to see exactly how this is gonna pan out, but yeah. Still really cool to see the return of the Ballista, and it is going to have a prestige attachment, but they're classifying it. This is really interesting. It's apparently going to be a damage barrel, but it's classified. They're saying initial testing for this attachment is classified, but it appears this prestige attachment allows for a tac stance sniper build. Okay, that should be interesting. And by interesting, I mean you'll probably unlock it, find out that it's not that good, and then probably never use it again, but we'll see. I don't want to write it off too quickly yet, but yes, here are the weapon prestige camos for the Ballista in Black Ops 7. The orange one looks pretty neat. It's kind of like our channel colors. The other ones, not so much. Oh my god, how are there still more new weapons? We have a brand new Sturmwolf 45 that's coming later in the season. This is going to be another new SMG as an event reward. It has 38 different levels, a max size of 32. It's described as a full auto SMG with very low recoil and good headshot damage, lower handling, mobility, and range. They say it has a recoil pattern that you may well remember, but I'm not exactly sure what this SMG is supposed to be. But again, it's gonna have a prestige attachment, but it's classified, so we don't know exactly what it is, but it is a magazine attachment. It says combat testing of this prestige attachment remains classified, though initial results indicate the attachment grants more recoil and power. Okay, so it probably chambers the weapon for a different type of ammo that hits harder, but also has more recoil. And then of course we have the weapon prestige camos, and Olive just looks like straight vomit, but the Vines camo looks kind of nice. Okay, that's all the new weapons for Season 1. Now let's move on to some weapon attachments. They're saying that BO7 Season 1 is going to have 11 different weapon attachments that you can earn. 5 of them are prestige attachments, but there's also 6 that are going to be available as weekly challenge rewards. The first one looks absolutely gross and putrid. It is the Akita Scorch Link Akimbo. So we're going to have full auto Akimbo shotguns in multiplayer.
Why wield only one full auto shotgun when you can have 2?
With this attachment equipped, you're granted dual capabilities coupled with belt-fed ammo capacity and an overheat mechanic. Okay, so I think that's how they're going to balance it out. With a slight dip in damage range, okay, so nerfing damage, and hipfire spread to compensate for the barrage of rounds, blocks other magazines. Okay, so it seems like it might not actually be that good, but we'll have to wait and see once we can unlock it. We also have the Redwell Shade X suppressor that's coming later in the season. It's going to be a weekly challenge reward. Okay, so grinding for a suppressor as the weekly is probably not going to be as exciting, but you can see here it's available on pretty much every weapon class. It says suppress your weapon while simultaneously improving vertical and horizontal recoil control at a slight cost of damage range and bullet velocity, helping to keep you on target and off the radar. So that seems okay. It's obviously going to have some pretty good trade-offs. If the weapon you're using already has decent damage range and bullet velocity, then you could probably sacrifice it to get those benefits of having a suppressor, but then also reducing your recoil too. And then they're saying additional attachments, but they're not going super in depth on this, but they do say which weapon it's for, and they do kind of give a description here. We have the Kogot-9 adaptive discharge mod, which looks like some kind of stock attachment. I have no idea what it could do though. We also have the AK-27 battle scar conversion, which looks like some kind of barrel. We also have a full auto conversion kit for the M8A1, which is pretty self-explanatory. And then lastly, we have this Contra Bloom laser for essentially the MSMC. We'll definitely have to wait and see what some of these attachments do. Okay, but next up here are the events for Season 1, which is how you're going to unlock a lot of these different attachments as well as weapons. They're saying Season 1 kicks off with the Rally Points community event, which tasks all players to work together to complete community missions to unlock rewards for all, participate in other events throughout the season to earn additional rewards, including new weapons, blueprints, camos, operator skins, and more. So again, here's the first events called Rally Points, available across all modes. This is how you're going to unlock the crossbow, as well as an operator skin, as well as an elimination tracker gun screen. We had community challenges like this in Black Ops 6, and I'm sure it's going to be pretty similar in Black Ops 7 as well. The next event is called Naughty and Nice, available across all modes, and this is essentially going to unlock the 48 dredge, as well as a blueprints for the Peacekeeper. There's a marksman rifle blueprint in here, as well as the Snowfall animated camo. However, this one is not a community event, and you're going to have to complete challenges on your own to unlock everything. But next up, like I mentioned earlier, Black Ops 7 Season 1 is bringing back weekly challenges from the new Modern Warfare 3, and they're saying complete challenges every week of the season to unlock new loadout items, camo rewards, and XP. Beginning with Season 1, the weekly challenges menu, accessible via the lobby or the challenge hub in the career menu, give you the chance to earn new attachments, score streaks, weapons, and more by completing challenges in all modes. At the start of Season 1, immediately check the weekly challenge menu to see the available rewards and the challenges required to access them. Complete any 6 challenges across any or all of the 4 supported modes, which includes the co-op campaign / endgame, multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone to unlock the weekly loadout reward, and you can check the menu again the following week for the next gameplay reward. They're saying completing challenges also rewards XP, and this is a great way to rise through the levels. And then it says, don't worry if you miss a week, as long as you're playing Black Ops 7 during any part of Season 1, all the previous weekly challenges and rewards are still accessible up to the point the season concludes. That is a sentence right there. I mean, I'll give him credit. This is a massive blog. There's going to be some typos. But yes, this does confirm that the first weekly challenge and reward is going to be for the Ballistic Knife. And in this image, we do get a teaser of the challenges you might have to do in order to unlock it in multiplayer. As an example, you'd have to get 12 kills with lethal equipment, kill your nemesis 3 times, win 7 matches, get 5 kills with the drone pod field upgrade, disgusting, kill 5 enemies detected by pinpoint grenade tacticals, and then get 300 eliminations. Out of all of these, getting 300 elims will probably take the most amount of time, but it shouldn't be too bad. And once you knock that out, you'll unlock the Ballistic Knife to use in every game mode. And again, what is really nice about these weekly challenges is that you can mix and match the challenges, and you can go ahead and play Endgame or Zombies or Warzone to knock out different challenges that might actually take less time. But if I'm not mistaken, you can still go ahead and do these challenges in the other modes to also then just farm XP, which is really, really nice. And it also just adds more replay value to all the different modes. We're also going to be seeing seasonal camos as part of the weekly challenges. And as you can see, we have 2 different animated camos. We have Feed in Time as well as Coral Streaks. They're saying in addition to attachments, weapons, and score streaks on offer throughout the season, players can earn 2 seasonal weapon camos, both of which are universal and they can be equipped to any weapon. So this first animated camo, Feed in Time, it'll essentially unlock midway through the season at the end of week 5. And then the second universal camo called Coral Streaks, you get from completing all of the weekly challenges across the entire season. And pretty much just like Modern Warfare 3, when the season ends, if you didn't unlock a certain weekly challenge or if you didn't unlock a certain item, you can go ahead and just do armory challenges or armory unlocks to go ahead and unlock that item. Next up, they're talking about the Season 1 Battle Pass as well as the Black Cell, and they're saying that there's going to be improvements. I'm curious to see what those improvements will be. The team has taken learnings from Black Ops 6's Battle Pass completion times and made tuning adjustments for a more satisfying journey. The result is that each season's Battle Pass in Black Ops 7 will be more rewarding for your time spent in game no matter where you're playing across all parts of the game. They're saying that there's shorter initial pages. There's earlier pages in the BO7 Battle Pass that can now be completed faster with fewer tiers needed to unlock HVT content at the end of the page, while later pages in the Battle Pass will contain more rewards. This means that you can access more of the content sooner across all the tiers. So I'm assuming what that means is that there's not as many rewards in the earlier pages, which in theory should allow you to get through the pages faster. And it looks like you can also get Battle Pass tokens by doing daily challenges. They're saying for the first time, we're adding the ability to earn Battle Pass tokens through completing daily challenges, which are now available not only in multiplayer, Zombies, and Warzone, but also the co-op campaign and Endgame. They're saying on certain days in the season, completion of your bonus daily challenge will grant you a Battle Pass token, which can be used right away. That's actually pretty sick. When it comes to Battle Pass operators and stuff, it looks like they're adding Alden Dorn. If you guys haven't played the campaign, I don't know if I'd recommend playing it, but I did just finish the co-op campaign with the boys. If you guys haven't seen those videos, definitely check it out after this one. But yeah, this is Alden Dorn's operator skin, and I'm not going to say anything else about it because I'm not trying to spoil anything. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you get for buying the Battle Pass. If you guys want to pause this and look real quick, you can, but otherwise we're going to move on to the Black Cell. And here it is, the Black Cell. Again, it's a massive wall of text. I'm not reading all of this, but if you guys want to pause and read it, you can if you're interested. I will say just from scrolling, I'm not seeing anything about getting an XP boost by buying the Black Cell, so I don't know if that's going to be a thing. But it does mention this. They're still going to be having the Black Cell bonus, which is giving you extra daily challenges across the different modes. So if you buy the Black Cell, you get an additional daily challenge that you can do in every single mode. That includes co-op campaign and endgame, multiplayer, Zombies, and Warzone, which gives you more options for challenges to do and also more XP. And yeah, if you bought the Vault Edition of Black Ops 7, you already get the Black Cell. You get all of this stuff for Season 1, so you don't have to worry about that. They're talking about new operators here. Again, we know that Dorn is getting added in here, as well as Scorn. So we have Scorn and Dorn. They're both getting added into the game. And again, here's another image of Alden Dorn's skin. Oh, here you go. We have the original Replacer. So the Replacer's coming back into Black Ops 7. We just had him in Black Ops 6, but yeah, he's here too. Oh wait, oh look at this. It says, as a thank you to our community at the start of Season 1, we're gifting everyone who owns Black Ops 7 the Replacer in his original black suit. Oh, that's amazing. But as you can see, he has the Black Ops 7 pin on his jacket. It says very little is known about the Replacer, and that's just how he likes it. it? Birth date, dietary restrictions, favorite subspecies of spoon-billed sandpiper. You don't need to know. No one wanted to know about his favorite bird. That's so random. They're also going to have the CDL launch pack for 2026, so you can buy these skins if you want to. Now, here's the part that most people get worried about. It says other incoming bundles, but as you can see here, I'm not seeing any sharks. There's no chipmunks. There's no Beavis and Butthead. We just have a skin for Takio, which actually looks kind of sick. This skin looks pretty neat, but it looks like he also has the Black Ops 2 logo on his head. And then we have a skin for Mason that looks pretty grounded. Like, these bundles really don't look all that crazy.
Which is probably for the best.
Okay, I don't know why this is funny, but they're saying if you verify your email, you can get double XP tokens as well as a universal weapon camo. It's a promotional camo. Oh, that's actually a lot, dude. They're gonna give you 5 1-hour tokens for your XP, weapon XP, as well as battle pass XP, and this promotional camo, and all you have to do is verify your Call of Duty account. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. But yes, that covers the general overall contents that's coming to every single mode. Next up, let's talk about everything that's coming to multiplayer. Let's start with the multiplayer maps. We have a new launch map called Utopia. It's a brand new 6v6 medium-sized map, and just based off of the images, it looks pretty nice. It basically looks like a guild location. The map overview looks pretty decent. It looks like a pretty simple 3-lane medium-sized map. Okay, but this next map looks insane. We have a map called Fate. If you played the campaign, it might look kind of familiar. It's a brand new 6v6 small-size map, and this one looks insane. We got the giant machetes all over the place. The map is just a floating location. It should be pretty chaotic, pretty insane. Based off of this layout, it definitely looks like a smaller map. It's gonna be 3-lane though, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm really curious to see how this one's gonna play out online. Next up, we have another launch map called Odysseus. This is a brand new 6v6 and 2v2 small size map, and I'm going to assume that this is the first look at a brand new face-off map in Black Ops 7, which we still don't have face-off in the game. We can't play it quite yet, and they're just giving descriptions about the map right now, but they're not saying anything about face-off. But next up, this map should be looking pretty familiar to the BO2 OGs out there. We have Standoff coming to the launch of Season 1. It's a remaster of Standoff, and we know it's a 6v6 medium-sized map. They're saying that Standoff is returning with greater visual fidelity than ever before, and it's really interesting because they're saying that it has a huge role in casual and competitive play, and I wonder if this map is going to be played in the CDL. But yeah, Standoff is an absolute classic from BO2. It has been remastered quite a bit, and I would like to see some other maps get remastered, but it is going to be a nice addition. Next up, we have Slayjacked, which is coming later in the season. It's obviously going to be a holiday variant of Hijacked. Obviously, 6v6 small size map. I don't think there's really a lot to say about this, but it does look pretty neat. I like how it says smooth slaying in the back. And who knows, maybe they'll have some kind of holiday Easter egg on the map. We'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have a map called Yakei that is going to be available mid-season. It's a brand new 6v6 and 2v2 small size map. So again, another face-off map coming to the game. We don't have a map overview, so we don't know exactly what it's going to be playing like. But the description says, high above the neon-soaked streets, the rooftops of a dense Japanese city become the stage for betrayal. Lights pulse through the skyline as Alden Dorn closes in on David Mason. Navigate a labyrinth of ducts, vents, and industrial structures under an eerie night glow where vertical combat and relentless pursuit turn every ledge into a fight for survival. Okay, this could be a pretty interesting one. I mean, maybe you'll have to wall jump up and down throughout the map. We'll have to see how that's going to play out. It even says use your wall jump to leap over gaps with sheer drops below and flank enemies through the maintenance passage and around electric equipment. I don't know if it's Yakai or Yakei, but they're saying it fits plentiful tactical opportunities across its 3-lane layout, make the most of them, and rule the rooftops for the win. Okay, but this is a great map to bring back. We have Meltdown from Black Ops 2 coming in the mid-season for Black Ops 7 Season 1. Again, it's a remastered map. It's a 6v6 medium-sized map, and I feel like we have never seen Meltdown come back, so. And yeah, they're confirming that too. Meltdown returns in a remastered form for the very first time with modern visuals, dynamic lighting, and molten hot action.
Oh yeah, that's a molten hot map.
Now, to be perfectly honest, I am looking forward to playing this map again, but it doesn't really have the same vibe or aesthetics as Black Ops 2's Meltdown. I mean, come on, this is Black Ops 2 Meltdown. There's a variety of depth of colors in this image. It has a completely different vibe. If you go back to Season 1 for Black Ops 7, this just looks very dull and gray. It's kind of insane seeing the difference between the two images, but I'm still happy to see it coming into the game. I just wish it didn't look as depressing. And this is an interesting one. Fringe, which is from Black Ops 3, but got added to Black Ops 6 last year, it's going to be returning in the mid-season for Black Ops 7, which should actually be pretty nice because now we have the wall jumps and the map should play out a lot faster than it did in Black Ops 6. And they're saying, in case you miss it, yes, we know Nuketown 2025 is here. And the only other thing they're saying is that at the mid-season, they're saying prepare for an additional classified map variants added to the pool at Season 1 Reloaded, which I think we could safely assume is going to be Holiday Nuketown 2025. But what I still find really strange is you can't shoot the mannequins' heads off in public match, and this map is not available in private match to do the Easter egg. Very strange stuff, and I don't know if or when this is ever going to happen. But yes, that's going to do it for all of the maps for Black Ops 7 Season 1. Next up, let's cover the multiplayer modes. We're going to see Prop Hunt available at launch. It's going to be returning once again. And we have Wei Lin here trying to shoot a cactus. Again, we know how Prop Hunt works. We're not going to go through all these descriptions. I'm going to try to go through these modes pretty fast. We're also going to see One in the Chamber available at the launch. It's a returning mode, obviously. We also have Sharpshooter available at launch, which is another returning mode from BO6. And this is a really nice one. We're going to finally see the return of Sticks and Stones at the launch window. So maybe not exactly at the launch of Season 1. But yeah, we obviously didn't have Sticks and Stones in Black Ops 6 because we never saw the introduction of the crossbow and the ballistic knife, but we will be seeing it here in Black Ops 7. We're also going to see Gun Game at the launch window, so maybe not exactly at the launch. I don't know why they word it in such a way. But yeah, Gun Game's going to be coming back. I don't know if it's going to be good for reactions or not. We'll have to wait and see. In these newer Call of Duty games, it typically isn't as talkative. I think people are afraid to talk in game chat, but you never know. Maybe Black Ops 7 could be different. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's essentially the return of a lot of different party game modes, and it's really nice that they're all coming at Season 1 instead of trying to drip feed them over the entire year. And we also have a brand new game mode coming in mid-season called Takeover. It says, take what's yours in this highly playable dynamic objective mode. 2 teams of 6 fight over 3 neutral territories, earning a point for each zone they control. Highest score at the end wins the game. When all 3 of the zones are captured, there's a slight cooldown before all 3 territories move to a new set of locations within the map. It kind of sounds like a variation of Hardpoint, and it seems like it could be pretty good. They're also adding Holiday Havoc in season as a Codmus LTM, and as you can see, we kind of do have a wacky skin. This guy's wearing a bear pelt, which, I mean, thankfully, it's a little bit more realistic than just being a bear. They're saying it's prime time for the holidays. Drop into this festive mosh pit, combining your favorite modes with Holiday Cheer. Eliminate enemies to unlock bonuses like Quick Regen, Spring Speed, and Movement Speed. Did they mean to say sprint speed? I think they did. Helping to patch up your wounds while propelling you into the next fight. Holiday care packages will also occasionally drop with a high chance to pull some top tier score streaks. So it kind of sounds like Drop Zone, but also you can increase your spring speed. So I think we're also seeing the return of Snow Fight, which we had in Modern Warfare 3. And then lastly, for the multiplayer section, we're going to be getting some new streaks. It looks like there's going to be a new score streak at the launch window, and it's only in multiplayer as a weekly challenge reward. And it's called the Deadeye Drone. It's a lethal score streak. Only takes 575 score to get, and it's basically a drone that flies around and you can snipe people with it. It's kind of crazy. And here's some more info on it. It says it's a remote piloted aerial drone equipped with a small magazine sniper rifle. Again, you can get it by doing the weekly challenges. Take to the skies remotely with the Deadeye drone to harass and eliminate enemies with its onboard rifle. Jesus. Soar over the environment and look for target indicators marking the position of enemy operators. And it will have 2 different overclocks that you can unlock. You can get an extended mag, which will allow you to fire off even more shots, or you can turn it into a grenade launcher so you can just fly this thing around and noob 2 people. Wow. I think this streak is probably going to be very annoying, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Maybe you could shoot it down very easily. And it doesn't look like any of the overclocks will give it more armor and make it harder to shoot down. So yeah, maybe, just maybe, this thing won't be that annoying. Now, this is a pretty interesting one. They're saying expand your arsenal, and there's going to actually be some Black Ops 6 loadout content coming to Black Ops 7 mid-season. I'm not exactly sure how to feel about this, but the shock charge, as well as the impact grenade, the thermo grenade, the morphine injector, which is last stands, that's coming back into Black Ops 7, as well as tac insertions, which is actually not too bad. All these different aspects of creator class are now going to be added into Black Ops 7 for some reason. I'm not sure why. As well as a ton of different score streaks, like the Archangel Launcher, the Combat Bow, the Death Machine, the Dreadnought, the Grim Reaper, the SAM Turret, the Strategic Bomber, as well as the War Machine. And they're saying that all of the returning equipments can be used to complete daily or weekly challenges and have medals to earn, so you can get even more trophies and XP by using all these things in Black Ops 7. I feel like they're kind of testing the waters with carry forward here, and it feels like they're going to basically bring everything from Black Ops 6 into Black Ops 7 eventually. We'll just have to see how that plays out. I feel like I'm kind of indifferent on some of these things. Like, yes, some of them will be good additions and some of them maybe not so much, but ultimately Black Ops 7 is a new game with new features and new things to use, and I'm probably just going to focus more on that instead of just, you know, using Black Ops 6 stuff. However, one thing I do want to mention is that all of these BO6 streaks getting added into Black Ops 7 will start to bloat the care packages. So if you like running care packages, you're probably going to start getting some more of these streaks instead of the Black Ops 7 ones. But yes, that's going to do it for the multiplayer section. Next up, let's talk about Endgame, which has actually been one of my favorite things to play as of recently. But at the same time, I'm going to try to cover it really quickly. As you guys might know, you don't have to play the co-op campaign to get access to Endgame anymore. They decided to open it up on November 21st. So if you're looking forward to checking out Endgame, you don't even have to play the co-op campaign. You can just dive straight into Endgame. They're going to be adding new world events to the game. They're also going to be adding new skills. They're going to be adding 8 new exotic exotic skills when you complete the world events, and I'm pretty sure they're going to show them all later, so we can go over that in a sec. And the COD Miss LTMs and stuff, it will also be in Endgame as well. They're describing this as Avalon Rampage. There's going to be 4 Endgame world events at the launch and also in season and then mid-season. They're saying you'll need to face down threats and build up your operators' combat rating, skills, and abilities as Season 1 brings 4 multi-stage events into the mix to challenge players. You're advised to be at least combat rating 45, which is pretty far in. Call up your squad and bring your highest rarity weapons to the fight. Exotic weapons will certainly help to turn the tide of battle. And yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the giant robots from Black Ops 2 Origins. They're saying a giant mechanical contraption towers over the Avalon terrain, leaving a bloody path in its wake. Expect an emergency announcement breaking into your comms to alert all operators within the Avalon combat zones to converge on this massive metal threat. Consult your TAC map for the expected arrival area, and once certain criteria are met, you can watch the terrifying Titan fall from the skies, visible across most of the map. So yeah, stand by for Titanfall. Titanfall 3 confirmed. Not even close. But yeah, to claim the bounty of rewards on offer for defeating this behemoth, you may need reinforcements outside of your own squad. Tool up, study the giant for weaknesses, expose its core, and take it out. Fail, and the Colossus will blast off into orbit, so don't delay in your aggression. So it seems like it's going to be a timed boss. And lastly, it says operator advice. Toppling this Colossus will be tough, and smaller robotic enemies are likely to be encountered, so you may wish to think about equipping black hats or abilities that assist in your evasion or movement capabilities. As always, Crash Cart will be an excellent choice to revive the skill issues that are dying. I'm kidding, but yes, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty difficult boss fight, and you might need a majority of the server helping out to actually take it down. They don't have an image for this, but there's going to be another world event called Toxic Tyrant that comes later in the season. Again, they're recommending a combat rating of 45 or higher for this too, and they're also saying additional world events. There's going to be one called Wraith Wing, which comes mid-season. Again, they recommend you have a combat rating of 45 or higher. They're not showing any images, but this is basically the VTOL that's manifested by fear, like they mentioned earlier. And they just say, in addition, expect a 4th world event to truly test your skills. And obviously, they don't want to spill the beans and share too much of this stuff too soon. They want to keep us in suspense. But they are showing this. These are the new exotic skills and Phantom skill track, which will make you even more powerful and should make this kind of stuff even easier. As you can see from this image, we have 8 different exotic skills. We have Mega Punch, Conjuration, Echo Shell, Celebration, Frost Cloud, Resurrection, Shattered Shield, and Graviton Reaction. And we do have descriptions for all of these, and I do want to go over how you can get them. It says unlock 8 new exotic skills that change up gameplay in a variety of strategically viable ways at the mid-season. Unlock the new Phantom skill track. This will be available at launch, and it says exotic skills are powerful additions acquired by completing world events via a special exotic skill case, which randomly awards you one of the following exotic skills. You can equip and upgrade one exotic skill. If you earn a subsequent exotic skill case, you have one of 2 options. You can either upgrade the current one that you have, or you can replace the current one that you have. And here's all the different abilities as well as the upgrades. We have Mega Punch. It replaces your weapon butt with a deadly punch that knocks back enemies and deals more damage. The first upgrade will hit more enemies, and the final upgrade has a chance to trigger a photon round that damages enemies and drops a healing capsule. Next up, we have Conjuration. It says kill enough enemies to summon toxin butterflies that harass and damage enemies. The first upgrade will increase the damage that it deals, and the final one will also just increase the damage even more. Next up, we have Echo Shell. It significantly reduces damage taken from behind, and the upgrades will just continue to reduce the damage that you take. Echo Shell is basically like having a turtle shell shield from zombies. Next up, we have Celebration. It says enemies damaged or affected by equipment have a chance to trigger mortar rounds that target enemies. And as you upgrade this, it further increases the chance to trigger those rounds from going off. After that, we have Frost Cloud. It says enemies damaged or affected by equipment have a chance to trigger a frost cloud that slows enemies. The first upgrade will also damage enemies, and the final upgrade says affected enemies will transfer frost to nearby enemies. So kind of like Frost Blast and zombies. Next up, we have Resurrection. It says on fatal damage, become temporarily invulnerable instead of dying. Available once per match. That sounds so good. It's probably the best one you can get. The first upgrade says gain full health after surviving, so even better. And then the final upgrade says instead of surviving fatal damage, receive a permanent self-revive that recharges when not downed. I mean, that just sounds insane. This is probably the best one for survival. After that, we have Shattered Shield. It says stun and damage nearby enemies when armor plates break. The first upgrade says the final break gives you temporary invulnerability. That's actually pretty sick. And then the final upgrade says the final break triggers a photon round that deals damage and drops a healing capsule, so not too bad. And then lastly, we have the Graviton Reaction. It says taking melee hits can spawn a black hole that damages and displaces enemies. The first upgrade says it also is triggered by ranged attacks, and then the final upgrade also triggers on enemies in an AoE around the affected enemy. So yeah, these are some pretty nice skills. I think overall Resurrection is probably going to be the best, but similar to how exotic weapons drop when you beat the boss in Endgame, this is also going to be RNG, so you don't know exactly which skill you're going to get when you complete a world event. But it does look like there's going to be another skill track coming to the game mid-season called Phantom, which is going to have some different abilities. We have Ambush. It says critical hits from behind on unaware enemies deal more damage. You're going to have fast melee to get even faster melee speed. Trap avoidance, which means that traps and mines take longer to detect you, and you are undetectable when it's fully upgraded. Silent movement will quiet your movements and reduce enemy detection distance. Elusive target reduces the accuracy of enemies shooting at you. And then Decoy says taking significant damage deploys an echo unit that distracts enemies. Overall, it sounds like a pretty good skill track, especially for stealth play. Again, there's going to be like a COD Miss themed event to Endgame that's getting added in the season as well. They're just re-mentioning co-op campaign rewards here, nothing too crazy. And again, they're just reiterating that co-op campaign in Endgame has a mastery camo grind, which we already know. But that's going to do it for Endgame. Next up, I will talk about zombies, but honestly, I haven't even really had a chance to play the first map. I've done some survival stuff for grinding daily challenges and also getting some XP and doing some camos. But in terms of the main zombie story and playing the main map and doing the Easter egg, I'm completely behind. So I'm just going to be covering summary stuff here. But yes, there is going to be a brand new round-based zombies map at the launch of season 1 called Astra Malorum. I've seen some of the images as well as some of the gameplay they showed in the season 1 trailer, and it looks really sick. Especially this new enemy, which they're calling Oscar. It looks like something straight out of Infinite Warfare. It looks absolutely nuts. Oscar's abbreviation stands for Observation System and Card Effects Agitator Robot. Yes. They're also showing off the new wonder weapon for the map called the LGM-1. It kind of makes me think of the DP-28 from World at War just because it has this big pizza gun disc on top, but I think it's going to be something completely different. And here's the side profile. Like, it's such a fun looking wonder weapon. It's really cool. Obviously, there's going to be a main quest rewards and challenges and stuff like that. They got a classified operator skin. You get XP. Obviously, you get the calling card. There's going to be intel, all kinds of stuff. There's so much stuff. But yes, they are mentioning that if you complete the main quest before directed mode arrives, that you'll also get that unique calling card variant, which is also lightly confirming that they will be adding directed mode into the game. I'm sure they're going to mention it more in depth at some point. There is going to be a new survival map as well. It's called Exit 115. It's available at the launch. It's going to be playable at Reba's Diner, so that should be pretty interesting, and it's going to be another area to most likely camo grind zombies. They're saying that there's going to be even more modes coming to BO7 zombies in season 1, and there it is. It confirms that directed mode is going to be available for Ashes of the Damned. Also, this is kind of a cool skin for Maya. How do you get this one? I had to keep rereading this because I thought this is what you get for finishing the main Easter egg in Ashes of the Damned, but again, I'm so out of the loop. But it looks like you get this skin for Maya if you complete this on directed. Honestly, I have so much stuff to do and so much stuff to grind, I'll probably just end up doing the Easter egg on directed mode as opposed to trying to do it beforehand. For Black Ops 6 zombies, I did every Easter egg before directed mode was added, but I don't know about BO7. There's just so much stuff going on, it's insane. I think they're just mentioning survival for Exit 115 here again, just showing another image, but you do get certain rewards depending on how far you get. Basically, 50 is the cap for getting different rewards, and you can get a perkaholic as well as some XP. But it looks like Zarya Cosmodrome is going to be another survival location that's getting added mid-season. They're mentioning cursed mode for Astra Malorum, and I'm pretty sure that will unlock once someone completes the main quest. They're mentioning holiday modes as well. There's going to be some zombies tuning. There's so much stuff. Oh, it's insane. Again, if you guys want to read more in-depth stuff about Black Ops 7 Zombies or anything else in this blog, I'll have it linked in the description of this video. I'm losing my voice. I'm straight up losing my voice, bro. There's new Pack-a-Punch camos. Oh my God, wait a second. With this new map, they're bringing back Mule Kick. That is a huge W right there. Oh, and it's going to have all kinds of augments too. Let's see what they do. For the major augments, we have Pack Mule. You can carry more stock ammo, and it applies to all your primaries, and the amount varies depending on the types of weapons that you have, including wonder weapons. Or you could choose free throw. Chance to keep equipment when used does not apply to the combat axe. This means when you throw non-retrievable equipments like a decoy or Molotov, there's a chance your ammo count remains the same. That's kind of cool. Next up, we have All Reliable. Your third primary weapon is recovered when you repurchase Mule Kick. Does not apply to limited quantity weapons like wonder weapons. Your weapon now no longer falls to the ground and is instead stored within a realm out of your grasp until Mule Kick is used again. Kind of interesting, and it might be good for the camo grind. And then we have Multi-Pack. Pack-a-punching a weapon might cause another weapon you're carrying to upgrade to the same PAP level. That's actually really sick. It includes the melee weapon too. If the upgrade doesn't happen, the chances go up in the future. That's kind of sick. And then, of course, we have the minor augments. It says fully equipped. You can carry more equipment. This allows you to carry one additional tactical and one additional lethal. That's pretty nice. For Plate Hunter, you can carry an extra armor plate. Note this adds 1 tier plates in reserve, not currently worn and protecting you. Then we have BOGO, crafted equipment grants an additional equipment up to the maximum capacity. This allows you to craft 1 item and get another one for free if you have the inventory capacity. And then lastly, we have kickback. Get a discount on perks. This applies to purchasing perks at machines, and the discount is significant. That actually sounds pretty sick. Overall, Mule Kick coming to Black Ops 7 Zombies is huge, and these augments I feel like are going to be very helpful. It also says here that Lightmend is returning from Black Ops 6, and that's a pretty helpful one for getting some extra health and stuff. Not too bad. We're also going to see the return of Blast, very nice, as well as Tesla Storm coming back as a field upgrade, as well as Frost Blast coming back as a field upgrade, and also Mr. Peaks coming back as a field upgrade. They're also mentioning new Gobblegums available at the launch for Season 1. We have Elemental Exposure. This is new. It's an epic Gobblegum. It's used instantly. It lasts for 3 minutes. Your weapons will always inflict damage of the target's elemental weakness. That's kind of nice. Then we have Slaylist. This is a new whimsical Gobblegum. It's instant and it just plays a random zombie song. And much like multiplayer, it looks like mid-season there's going to be more returning equipment coming from Black Ops 6. We have shock charges coming back, as well as the impact grenades, as well as the thermo grenades, as well as the War Machine, the Grim Reaper, the Death Machine, and the Combat Bow. So yeah, a lot of the similar equipments that we had in multiplayer coming back is also coming to Zombies too. There's also going to be a Zombies leaderboard event for Astra Malorum, it looks like. And there's even more updates coming to Dead Ops Arcade 4. And then there's all kinds of different gameplay improvements and stuff. If you guys want to check it out, you can pause, but we're going to be moving on next to the Warzone content, which should wrap things up. And again, I'm going to try to be really quick here. For an overview, there's new gameplay features. We have a new Resurgence map. There's new Verdansk POIs, and there's going to be some modes as well. So if you're someone who only plays Warzone, when Season 1 integrates with Black Ops 7, there's going to be a full player level reset, so you're going to have to start from level 1 if you're someone who only plays Warzone, and if you haven't been playing Black Ops 7 this whole time. All the BO7 weapons will be getting integrated into Warzone, and that's also going to start the Warzone camo grinds. Weapon build sharing is also going to be enabled for the Black Ops 7 weapons, so you can share your build codes in Warzone. They're saying that weapons from Modern Warfare 2, 3, and Black Ops 6 are still accessible, but they're now going to be considered as legacy weapons, and legacy weapons will not support weapon prestige and weapon prestige camos unless someone figures out a camo glitch, which I'm sure they will. Basically, they won't feature any of the BO7 features, including the build codes. There won't be any build codes for BO6, Modern Warfare 3, or Modern Warfare 2 guns. Why does it say Warzone new offensive equipment? Is the equipment going to be offensive? Am I just losing my mind? I think I've been reading too much stuff, but let's keep going. Okay, so Warzone's gonna have the Pinpoint Grenade, the Psychic Grenade, Phantom Signal, Needle Drone, and Echo Unit coming in from multiplayer. Although I think the Phantom Signal is something different. It says it scrambles enemy awareness and exposes their position. When deployed, it forces up to 3 nearby foes to emit distorted audio cues while briefly revealing their locations on the compass. Yeah, we don't have this in multiplayer, so this is Warzone specific. Everything else is just something coming from multiplayer. And they have a whole breakdown on the perks and stuff. Again, I'm not trying to go super in depth on this stuff. If you guys want to check it out in the description, you can look at the full blog for Warzone. But yeah, we have a new Resurgence map. We have Haven's Hollow. I got to play this at COD Next, and the map was decent enough. I do think overall, though, I'll get a better feel for the map when I'm just playing it in public match against other people. They're talking about all the POIs and stuff. They got the mansion, pawns. I'm not going through all the POIs. We'll just kind of scroll past this. Verdansk is getting some new points of interest as well. I really don't care. I'm gonna be honest. When this integration happens, I'm not exactly sure who's gonna be looking forward to Verdansk at this point, but yeah. For Season 1, though, there will be different modes and playlists that you can play. What is pretty interesting is it looks like BR Casual as well as Resurgence Casual will be available, so I wouldn't be surprised if most people just go straight to this for camo grinding. The players' vehicles are returning. I actually got to drive one of these things at COD Next. It was so sick. But yeah, let's keep going. We got some different LTMs coming, and okay, we've just hit the general content, so yes, that is all of the content for Black Ops 7 and I guess Warzone Season 1 as well. This is easily and undoubtedly the biggest season of content we've ever had for a Call of Duty game. I really don't think there's anything to complain about here. We are absolutely getting overloaded with contents coming to the game, and I can only really see that as a positive. Now, obviously, across all the different modes, we're gonna have to wait and see how all this content plays out, and if anything, my only worry is that when you add this much content to the game, it could cause things to end up being even laggier. It could potentially cause some more performance issues or just bloat the game. We'll have to see how that's going to play out. I have actually been crashing a lot on PC, which has been pretty frustrating. And as we saw with Black Ops 6, as the seasons went on and as more content got added, different aspects of the game started breaking in different ways. That's really the only potential downside of having this much content coming to the game. But aside from potential worries that might not even happen, just purely being objective here, multiplayer, all of this content actually looks really good, and this could end up going down as one of the best seasons we've ever had for a Call of Duty game. But at the same time, I know the reception to Black Ops 7 has been kind of mixed. Some people are not really vibing with the game, not feeling the game. At the time of making this video, I'm kind of mixed on multiplayer because I've been getting some of the most disgusting lobbies you've ever seen in your life, and it does have to do with the fact that we don't have the same matchmaking that we had in the Black Ops 7 beta. I'm not going to stop talking about that because the matchmaking times are still not as fast, and it definitely feels like Black Ops 7 still has skill-based matchmaking working in the background. And even though they're saying that skill is minimally considered, it definitely doesn't feel that way. But at the same time, in fairness, I have gotten some good lobbies as well, and I can see the potential. Like, Black Ops 7's multiplayer has been enjoyable at times, and I am looking forward to seeing the new content coming to the game, and I'll absolutely be covering it and making videos on a lot of this stuff. I definitely need to get caught up on zombies as well, but at the moment, I have really been enjoying Endgame, and I'm really looking forward to checking out this content, probably more than anything, because it is a little bit more laid back and casual than the multiplayer at the moment. But yeah, those are just my thoughts and opinions on Black Ops 7 Season 1, just based off of this information so far. Definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think about all of this, and with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did it and you want to see this Black Ops 7 Season 1 stuff when it drops, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys later.
I don't need a dime, bitch, I'm still a